Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Mommy Guide Inc., where we talk about everything and anything that are dear and essential to moms and moms at heart. For those who are new to my channel, I am Mommy Lala. Our topic this Monday morning is something really important, not just for moms like me, but for everyone in the family. We all know that even as a child, we know that we need 8 hours of sleep, okay, as an adult, and even more for kids. Getting this much sleep isn't an issue for some, but it is for others. So, how has the pandemic affected our sleeping patterns? And what are its effects short term and long term? How can we get enough sleep? We would want to hear from you and engage with you about your views on this topic. Again, we want to keep the discussion though healthy and respectful. But yes, we do want to hear your point of view. So please put down your comments or questions on the comment section of Mommy Guide Inc.'s Facebook page or Mommy Guide Inc.'s YouTube channel or even my personal FB page. So this morning, it is a blessing to have with us a sleep expert, Christina Grabnikas. Christina is a nurse practitioner who developed a sleep program over 10 years ago for the second largest university in the United States, at the University of Central Florida in Orlando, Florida. In 2009, she was promoted to the clinical director of the health center at the new medical school in Orlando. From then on, she has taught second year med students, faculty, and staff on how to sleep better. On top of this, there are now two sleep pods in the school's library so that med students can actually take a nap for their health and their memory. So, good sleep, good health, good life. This is the mission that Christina has, and we are so blessed to have her with us this morning. And so, without further ado, let's all welcome Christina Grabnikas. Hi, Christina.
Hi.
Good morning. Good evening to
Hi.
you.
Good morning. It's
Yeah.
such a blessing to be on your show. I have been following some videos and it's been super interesting because I'm also a crafter. I love to do crafts. In fact, today I just finished a decoupage
Oh,
picture from
cool.
3 cards that I use. And
Oh,
I finished it for my friend. I love giving gifts that I make because
that's
to me,
awesome, Christina. Maybe we can
it,
also
it
have you
makes
on the
it.
craft show one of these
Oh,
days.
I love it. I'm not an expert, but I love to craft.
Oh,
It's
we
one of
are
my
not
favorite
experts
things.
also, but we love to create stuff, right? Yes, it's a
I was watching the embossing one. It was so interesting to me. I love it.
exactly.
So, yeah, but thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
So,
it's a blessing,
um,
Christina.
thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I started this because my students would ask me for sleeping pills, and I would be very upset thinking, how can I help these students that are
Mm-hmm.
18 years old instead of giving them horrible addicting pills? Let's talk about sleep and how we can improve your sleeping schedule or some tips that would help you because sleep is an essential function. It's as important as diet and exercise, but it's easier. It's so
Mm-hmm.
much easier. And your body and your mind recharges. So, sleep, you wake up healthy and your life is better, your decision making is better, you're less apt to be, hurt in an accident, you don't fall asleep at the wheel. So there's so much without sleep, your brain can't function properly. So we can't craft, right?
Yes, exactly. That's part of it. So that's what made you start this sleep advocacy that you have, right? And that has gone
Mhm.
over a decade already, right?
Yes,
Awesome.
and the pandemic made it even worse because people were really losing their schedules, and most people were sleeping too much. They were starting to get depressed. I would have a lot of patients that I had to treat, but it's a fine line between depression, anxiety, and lack of sleep
Oh,
because as we know, that a patient could come to you and say, I'm very anxious, therefore they're not sleeping well. So if you kind of work together with them, maybe just the simple tweaking of their schedule could save them and help them get out of that anxiety and depression.
hmm
So there's a lot of positivity in a natural way of trying to figure out what you're doing that could, hopefully I'll help some people that are listening and they
Mm-hmm.
can get some better knowledge.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christina. Actually, one of the things that we struggle about, especially nowadays, in other countries, in other parts of the world, there are actually the economy has opened, so people can actually go out already. In the Philippines, it's not so. Still, a lot of people have to be, stay inside for safety reasons, and because of that, somehow before you would go to work, you would travel, you would spend time walking and stuff, so you have
Yes.
like a physical activity that you have to do, right? So somehow when you get
Yes.
home you're tired, so by 10, 11, you feel sleepy. But nowadays, since we're not that physically tired, so we extend sleeping hours, right? So we become like zombies watching Netflix and all this stuff, right? And YouTube,
Yeah.
right? So
Well, we're 24/7 a society, we're technology
mhm.
where we can't shut things off. And our phone can be giving us information at 3 a.m. So it's a blessing and a curse in a way, because you do want to shut that off. But we'll talk about that, how to, kind of prepare for sleep, because those are all important tips. But since our technology has increased, our sleep deprivation has increased. In fact, in the United States, the CDC has issued it it's a public health problem. It's a
Mm.
big, big issue, sleep deprivation. It can affect your blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes. It affects
Oh wow.
cancer and Alzheimer's. It's very scary.
Oh, okay. That is pretty scary. We have already. I think heart uh, diseases are an increasing disease right
Hmm.
now worldwide, right? All right. So
Yes,
to achieve best quality of sleep for good health,
yes.
Christina, is there like an optimum time and length of time that we actually need to sleep, and why?
Okay, so as you sleep, you move through a series of different stages, and they're categorized into rapid eye movement. You've heard of REM sleep and
Mm-hmm.
non-REM sleep. So non-REM sleep is that's divided into three stages. One, two, three, and four kind of combined. And you move through the stages. You have to call it a sleep cycle, and that's what we call a sleep cycle. A healthy sleep cycle is 90 minutes long.
Oh,
So the
90
longer you
minutes.
sleep, yes, the
Mm.
longer you sleep, the more sleep cycles you have. On the average, people get about 3 to 6 sleep cycles per night. So
Oh.
sleep begins with stage 1 through 2, followed by 3 and 4, and then finally you go to REM. And
Oh.
our body's got a lymphatic system to drain out the waste and toxins at all times,
Uh-huh.
but the brain's waste disposal system only works efficiently during sleep. So during REM sleep, the brain cells actually shrink to allow the cerebral spinal fluid to flow 10 times faster in between brain cells than when we're awake. That's
Oh,
fascinating to me. So the
exactly.
process removes toxins that accumulate when we're awake. And that, it leads to improved skills like concentration, attention, reactivity, decision making, problem solving,
Mm-hmm.
creativity, coordination, social skills, and your overall mood and health. How many of us, if you're not sleeping, you're cranky, you get angry with
Yes.
people?
You can't
So the
focus.
brain cleaning helps clear out the toxins. It's called a beta amyloid protein, and that's what builds up in Alzheimer's. So they did a study a couple years ago. They found that one night of sleep deprivation accumulates that a beta amyloid protein, and that's scary. So we don't want that. We want to make sure we get all of our stages of sleep.
Mm. Okay, Christina, when you say that it accumulates, let's say, for example, I am not able to sleep properly today, or then the next day, and then after that, like in my case, I say, okay, I didn't sleep, like I lack 4 hours today, so I will try to make it up the next day. Is that possible to make up for lost sleep?
No, it's not really a good idea. And a lot of people try to do that on the weekend. So
Mm-hmm.
there are certain things that can help you. Getting enough light, 20 minutes of light during the morning is going to reset your circadian rhythm. Everything in sleep is timing. So you want to make sure you get the time in. They're 90-minute cycles. So we talked about that. But the circadian rhythm, you have to have 20 minutes of sunlight to help reset that hormone melatonin. And light increases that natural light. As it disappears in the evening, the body releases the melatonin, right?
Mhm.
And then when the sun rises in the morning, the body releases the hormone, and that's cortisol, and that promotes energy and alertness. So getting that vitamin D 20 minutes in the morning will really, really benefit resetting your
Mhm.
cycle.
Is there
Okay.
like a time
But
in
the
the
most
morning,
important,
Christina? Sorry, is there a time in the morning for us to do that? Is there a specific time or
no, what
not
what I
really?
want you to remember is you have to set a going to bed time and getting up. You try to do that at the same time every day. I know it's kind of hard to do that on weekends, but if you can do that for 2 weeks, you won't even need an alarm clock. And the research shows that before midnight is the most important time to sleep. You
All right.
get the good quality sleep. You're looking not only for the hours, but you're looking for quality.
Yes,
So you
quality.
need Right, you need good sleep because in the let's say if you go to bed at 10 p.m., you unwind. I call it nappy hour instead of happy hour, but you unwind, put your pajamas on and brush your teeth and do a ritual. Some people do prayer, some people meditate, some people put on some beautiful white noise or beautiful classical music. They journal. They do a ritual every night, and I usually have my ritual. Some people have lavender candles, and they meditate. Lavender's beautiful aromatherapy
Mm-hmm.
infused. Or you take a hot shower, the temperature lowers, and that makes you feel much prepared to sleep because the body temperature has a lot to do with the good amount of sleep you get. So, you want that good quality sleep, just like sleeping on a good quality mattress or a pillow. It
Mm-hmm.
really does make a difference.
All right. So actually, to really get quality sleep, there's also some kind of preparation, right? Yeah. So
Right,
actually now I
right.
understand why, I thought I asked my kids to always, before they go to bed, take a shower. So I announced to me that actually that would actually make them sleep better.
It
It's
does
more
help.
for cleanliness and the thing that I asked them to do that, right? Because kids somehow.
Yes, but they will sleep better. Yeah. And make sure that you shut their tablets, all their
Mhm.
Facebook, their Instagram. That blue light, it's got to be shut off. And
Oh,
the
okay.
body needs to unwind about a half an hour before you go to bed. The room has to be dark and cool. That's
Ah,
very
okay. How
important.
about night lamps? No?
No, no, even night lights. I've tried this myself. I
Mm-hmm.
I did it myself. The pineal gland will actually note that there's a light. So that affects the quality of sleep. Remember we talked about quality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I want you to get the best quality sleep because when you wake up, I want you to feel refreshed. So most adults need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep.
7 and 9.
Children, I believe, as you go, there's different
Yeah. The younger they
uh,
are, the more.
younger they are, they're longer, correct, stages. Yeah. And so what you want to do is make sure that you unwind and then set a time like 9:30, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
or 10, and then try to get up at 7 or 6. And then you have that goal of every day doing that same task for 2 weeks. Guaranteed you won't need an alarm clock because I set my timing and my body is now 9 to 5 kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I work 9 to 5, 8 to 5. I'm starting to get sleepy 8:39 at night. And that's kind of my body rhythm. And that's
So
what
there
you need
should
to
be
establish.
intentionality, right, Christina? So if we really
Exactly.
want to attain good quality sleep, we need to train
Yes.
ourselves, discipline our children, especially if
Yes.
now it's summer vacation here. So most kids are finally, you know, um, enjoying their summer vacation. So maybe as for us parents, we have to train our kids, even ourselves,
Hmm.
weeks prior, right? As Christina said, at least 2 weeks, right, Christina? For
Few
for
weeks.
that rhythm to become
Hmm.
automatic. that we don't even need
Correct.
an alarm clock. All right, so Christina, let's
Right.
read some comments from YouTube. Samantha says, "Good morning, everyone. Excited for today's episode. Indeed, Sam. All right, and that's very true. For a bit, my sleep schedule was a mess. Yes, that has
Mm.
happened for most of us. All right, and then from Facebook, Miss Ayin is saying hi to you, Miss Christina. And our sleeping patterns changed due to this pandemic. I learned how to appreciate Netflix and K drama. Do you know K drama, Christina?
No.
Those are Korean
No.
dramas. They make the best dramas.
Oh,
Really.
we have similar. I watch soap operas, so I know
Yes,
that
yes,
it's
it's soap
very
operas,
addicting. Yeah,
exactly. So
yeah,
my kids
yeah.
started to play Roblox. Putting them to sleep at 9 p.m. is so hard. Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, but
I got stuck on roadblocks because my nephew started me on it, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what am I doing here? Because it gets really addicting. We had so much fun. But then I thought, I better not, I was looking at my time last night. I was babysitting them,
uh-huh.
and I said, okay, Saturday night, I'll let them stay up till 9. But
Uh-huh.
I was getting so tired. He was winning, and I couldn't beat him. So I finally said, no, we can't do this. We have to unwind. So
Mm,
of course, they're not going to like it, but you really need to start doing like a bath or, like you say, a shower, a
mm.
ritual.
A ritual.
You and your family could do a nice ritual. Maybe let's say our prayers, or maybe let's think what could happen today. Let's talk about beautiful things, positivity, because you want that child to sleep nicely at night and have beautiful dreams. Read them a bedtime story. There's nothing, whatever happened to those days where we have those beautiful bedtime stories. I remember that with my grandparents.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful at night. And I remember the fairy tales. I'll never forget that because you fall asleep thinking about the castles and the horses and the most beautiful woods and enchanted places. So I think we need to get back to the way it used to be,
Mm,
closeness with families and getting together with them. Like you do
exactly.
crafting, it bonds the family together. It's a
Exactly.
beautiful thing. And I think in the evening, it would bond you and your child, um, to get to that sleeping. That could be your time with that child. And you can make it very fun, so that
Yes.
they look forward to having you read a bedtime story for them.
Yes,
And
because
you can
it's
make it
gonna be
fun.
like no matter how busy we are, maybe that special few minutes of their time. If
Yeah,
you have already big kids, right? So it probably is not for bedtime stories, but just talk about how was your
right.
day, stuff like that.
Check in.
Yes,
Yeah,
check
check in
in.
with them and show interest and say, hey, I'm here for you. Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of teenagers too had a lot of problem with the pandemic because they were isolated. And we've
Yes,
noticed a lot of depression and suicide with teenagers. And so parents have to be very aware of what's happening and tune in on their feelings because usually you'll kind of figure out, in the evening how their bedtime ritual is. If you see them getting anxious, then that would be a good time for them to maybe get some chamomile tea or do
mm-hmm.
a hot bath. Those are some beautiful things to do.
Exactly. Christina, we know that you losing sleep here and there every now and then. We don't really feel the long-term effects as yet, right? So people are not
Well,
really wary about it. They don't think, oh, it's just sleep. But how serious is constant or chronic, you know, um, bad sleeping habits can have on your, and then how
so
long along
people
the way will it, manifest in your health?
people develop like a tolerance to chronic sleep deprivation, and that's scary. Even though their brains and your bodies are struggling due to lack of sleep, you may not be aware of your own deficiencies, right? So, because sleep feels normal, like less sleep feels like it's normal for me to sleep 3, 4 hours. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Lack of sleep has been linked to higher risk for certain diseases, medical conditions like obesity, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, poor mental health, stroke, and even death. So, adults that don't receive a sufficient amount of sleep each night can implement some positive lifestyle and sleep habits in order to log your about 7 to 9 hours. So establish your bedtime ritual. That's very, very important. Maintain those comfortable, temperature settings.
Mhm.
But most importantly, Lala, I think everyone needs to make sleep a priority because sleep is as important as diet and exercise
Mhm.
for the mind, your toxins, and memory consolidation. You don't
Exactly.
want to be thinking, where did I leave my keys? All of that is
That happens
is
to me all the
linked.
time.
Yeah, me too. All of that is linked to not being able to sleep properly. Because I noticed myself, if you slept really well, the next day
Mhm.
you're supercharged with positivity
Exactly.
and you have great ideas and you have beautiful things that come to you because we're human beings. We need to rest. We
Exactly.
have so much in our minds during the day, the technology. You have to shut that off.
Mm-mm.
It's detrimental for creativity in the
Okay.
brain for
So
sure.
Christina, what can you give as an advice to those, we're in a global, setup right now, right? Before you just have to handle, local schedules. But for most of us,
Hmm.
our work involves global communications, right? So,
Hmm.
there are actually a lot of jobs here in the Philippines, wherein outsourced from different countries. So there are those who actually, work from like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. down to like 7, 8 a.m. the next day. So what happens to them in the long term? So
So,
sleeping during the day, is that okay for them?
so we've done studies that I got the two nap pods, which are Metro nap pods. They're beautiful. They were like super expensive, and the airline industry, some of the airports have them. They look like futuristic nap pods, and you sit in there and you doze off for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Naps are good, but make sure that you limit the time because that's going to impede into your getting that quality sleep. So you want to do no more than 20 minutes naps during the day, and it has been proven to help. So if you're working night shift, you have to do the same thing like the day shift. Before you go to bed, you want to get reset your clock again, the sunshine, and make sure your room is dark and cool. It's the same type of thing. The only thing would be different would be your meals, of course, because you're up in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, when you're sleeping during the day, you have to keep the room dark and cool. No, no light, and unwinding. It's the same ritual routine. There's not really a difference, and it shouldn't be. People with jet lag too, you have to start shaving an hour a day until you get to that time where you are in that country. So if you're flying, I know to the Philippines, isn't it 24-hour flight
Yeah,
from the
almost
United States?
from Florida, from where you are. I think it took 16 hours. So go down Detroit and take
Wow.
another flight towards Florida. So that was
Wow. Wow.
the route we usually take to go there.
And how
It's
did you
another,
feel after that? That must have been tiring.
yeah, and but including all the stopovers and waiting, yeah, it might take around 24 hours indeed.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, anyways,
So,
Christina, Sammy wants to say hi. Hi, Sammy.
hey, Sammy, how are
Yes.
you?
Yeah.
That's so nice that he stopped in.
Yes. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Sammy. All right.
Thank you,
Also,
Sammy.
Nat, Mommy Nat says, I sometimes take melatonin to get me to sleep, but 60% of the time, it doesn't work. I hear this a lot. You mentioned about melatonin,
Yeah,
the naturally occurring ones in the body, right? You said that to trigger
correct.
melatonin. Okay, so some
I
people,
would I would
yes.
love for her to do the actual vitamin D and get outside with the sunlight. That's going to reset the melatonin for sure.
Mm,
I tried melatonin. I'm not. I mean, it's for me. It's not the way to do it. I
mm,
didn't have a great reaction to it. I was very groggy. But then people are different, so you can try 4 milligrams. But before I tell anybody to do anything, make sure you're going through your physician or
mm,
your primary care
exactly.
doctor because you could have a sleep disorder and sleep apnea, and those are other issues that we can talk about another show.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to make sure that you are not stopping sleeping or breathing during the night, right? So that could be signaling sleep apnea.
All right.
So,
So best to
make sure
actually.
that make sure before you take any medication, even melatonin,
Mm-hmm.
check with your physician and make sure that, or nurse practitioner, or whoever you see as your primary care,
Mm-hmm.
that they can get a sleep log. Usually they look at 2 weeks of how you're sleeping and then they could recommend it. You could try 4 milligrams a night. I know between 4 and 8 is okay, but you don't want to be too dependent on that. See, I like to do more natural things.
Yes.
And
So actually,
exercise.
yes.
Exercise
Oh,
is
exercise.
important.
Yeah, actually, that's new to me, no? That, I thought that, yes, of course, it's good for the health to go out into the sun or early morning, especially when my kids were still babies, right? To
Yeah,
prevent jaundice. But then I didn't
yes,
really know that you can actually do that to reset, right? Your
yes. The
your
melatonin.
body
Yeah,
clock, right? So
yes,
so that
exactly.
melatonin, which is needed for optimum sleep, can kick in again,
Correct.
right? Cool.
Correct.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that's it, Mommy Nat. How about Brian? Brian Paul says hi. Hi, Brian. Says
Hey,
hi,
Brian,
Christina.
how are
Yes.
you? Hi,
And Lovey
Brian.
May also wants to say hi to us. Okay, to you and me,
Nice.
Christina. Yes, Lovey.
Hello.
Hello. All right.
Hi.
So finally, we go to tips and techniques, Christina. That
Yes.
yes, I think everybody's excited about how are they gonna. Okay, so we want to really get this quality. We understand that it's important. We want to do it, but how? As Mommy Nat said, she even tried melatonin, but 60% of the time it doesn't work. All right. So
Right.
what can they do? Okay.
So what you want to do is make sure that you get your best sleep by having the bedroom very conducive to sleep. Your bedroom is your sanctuary. That's
Mhm.
usually where you want it to be a beautiful place, a good pillow and mattress. So you're accumulating exhaustion, and that's going to be happening every day of your life. I couldn't believe that the research shows 1 out of 3 people don't get enough sleep.
Mm,
So the next slide we'll look at.
okay. The next one is this one.
Yep. So you want to do the consistent schedule, like we talked about, making sure you get up at the same time, go to
Mhm.
bed about the same time every day for at least 2 weeks until you can get a natural rhythm, and that will reset your rhythm and your circadian clock.
Mm-hmm. All right.
The next slide, go to bed, get up. That includes weekends. You want to do 7 hours. After 20 minutes, if you can't sleep, my recommendation is to get up, go to a room and start reading with a dim light. Only go back to that bed when you are nodding off. Even if it's 4 in the morning, you got to make sure you get up at that same time though, and your body will
Oh,
start noticing. Yes, there's been a lot of research done that after 20 minutes, adrenaline kicks in. So you're going to be tossing and turning. So the researchers recommend getting up, going to a room, reading with a dim light. Only go back to bed when you're really wanting to sleep, and that will help.
wow. That's a good suggestion, Christina. I normally
Mhm.
experience this. I'll just force myself to
Mhm.
sleep and close my eyes, but sleep doesn't
No,
come until like I don't know what. So
no,
you
you're
just have to
you're
stand up.
you're messing up your cycles, remember? And you're
Mhm.
not getting the good quality sleep.
All right. So better go up, read a book. All right. So the next one is this one.
Okay, so you want to do your bedtime ritual an hour before bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
And I put on lavender, maybe some beautiful lighting. You can have music, candles if you like, a ritual, chamomile tea.
Mm-hmm.
Some people love, relaxing herbal teas are nice too.
All right. The pictures are so nice, Christina.
Aren't they pretty, the lily? And never
Exactly.
drink caffeine after 3 p.m. because the half-life of caffeine is 7 or 8 hours. So that will disrupt your sleep cycle for sure. No tea with caffeine after 3 either.
Oh
So
my.
anything with caffeine is very, very bad after 3 p.m.
Okay. So a lot of people like after dinner they want to have tea or coffee.
That's why they're not sleeping well. You
Oh,
have to have
okay.
that good sleep.
So probably just hot water instead, right? Okay.
Or
I
yeah, or some juice or something, but you
mm-mm.
could do tea that's not caffeinated.
All right.
And then only use your bedrooms for sleep. You don't read in bed, you don't watch TV in bed. I know people won't like this. And you don't want to eat in bed. You don't want to. Bed is signifies sleep. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why the rule was when you get up, go to a room and start reading in a dim light, only go back to the bed because your body will start thinking, bed, sleep. And it
Oh, I'm
works.
so
It really
guilty of
works to
this,
train that.
Christina. I think a lot of us are actually work from home, work from bed. So
You
actually,
can
that's not
work
good.
from your bedroom, but work in a station near your
Mm,
bed.
not
Don't
on the
work
bed.
in your bed.
All right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's the key.
All right. Another new thing for me. All right.
hmm
Next one.
Don't eat a large or spicy meal 4 hours before bedtime. That's super important because your gastric, you've got your gastric problems going on and your enzymes. You're not going to be able to digest the food, and therefore that will keep you up at night.
Okay. So during my crafty nights, Christina, I normally like
hmm
finish around midnight. And after that, I'm a little bit, that's the time I eat my dinner. Or sometimes I eat again because I
Oh,
become hungry. So that's actually bad.
that's bad. So you need to eat, if you go to bed at 10 p.m., then you need to eat at least 4 hours before or 3 hours. These are meals. Like you can have snacks.
Snacks is
That's
okay.
okay. I'm talking about big, big, large meals. You don't want to do 4 hours before or spicy meals. You can have dinner, but it's not going to be that heavy,
Okay.
especially with spices and that type of thing.
All right. Especially for people who have GERD, right? Like me.
Sure, exactly.
Uh-huh.
And then 30 minutes of exercise. They recommend 5 days a week. You have to be regular. This will actually increase your um, hormone levels, and it's going to help you feel much refreshed. It's going to
Mhm.
make you sleep much better and give you that good quality sleep.
Okay. And then,
And then timing your naps, 20-minute naps are really good to have. You can do that daily if you'd like. There's more and more research from Harvard now that has said that they're finding that people that nap are feeling so much more refreshed if they're not getting the good quality sleep.
oh, really? I thought, in the Philippines, normally kids are asked to nap in the afternoon. And normally
Yeah.
it's like a minimum of an hour. So it's actually not good. Should be
No,
just
you
20
want to do
minutes.
20 minutes, not that long, because it will interrupt the cycles.
Oh, so, and then at night we have difficulty asking our kids to sleep because they slept a
Because
long
they've
nap.
slept so long. Right, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hold on. I just want to say hi to Sarah. Hi, Sarah. She wants
Hi,
to say hi.
Sarah. How are you? It's nice to
Yes,
see you.
exactly.
Great. Awesome.
All right. Okay. So time your naps, 20 minutes a day,
Yeah.
and then.
And then you want your bedroom temperature. This is Fahrenheit. So between 60, 67. Some people sleep in 70s. The point is, and you don't want the fan on because I know some people use that as a white noise,
Mm-hmm.
but that can actually disturb dust and allergies. And then you wake up feeling kind of stuffy. So it could be
Oh.
the fact that the fan has disturbed your dust. So I usually tell my patients don't sleep with the fan on. If you need to have white noise, there's all kinds of apparatuses you can get from crickets to bubbling, beautiful water to rain to
Mm-hmm.
ocean waves. It's beautiful. And you can set those, and there's apps on your phone. There's Calm app. And
Mm-hmm.
then on my YouTube channel, I do guided visual imagery.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do adult bedtime stories, which are really fun because I usually
Yes,
stream
they're very
Saturday
fun.
evenings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so I'll
there's a
have to
problem
invite you
there,
and we'll do that.
Christina. Here in the Philippines, it's very hot, and for people who cannot afford, AC because of, expensive
Yes.
electricity is expensive. So most homes have fans, electric fans, like going on,
Then you
especially
have to
during
do
night.
that. And you know what? I bet you that those people are probably so used to it. That's okay.
Ah,
As
okay.
long as, you keep them clean, that there's no dust. That's the only function for that. That's the only issue that we have because you don't want the dust going in.
Okay. All right. So dust, clean your fans regularly,
Fans.
right?
Right. And then sunlight, 30 minutes in the morning. You want to reset your circadian clock. Bright lights glow from electronic devices 30 minutes before bedtime. You want to keep your bedroom dark. No
Mm-hmm.
lights, no night lights. We talked about that. It's
Yeah.
important.
I thought really that,
Mhm.
night lights are okay, especially for kids, the babies,
Yeah, I did.
infants.
Well, if it's safety reasons, that's okay. I don't think this is more for adults, is what
For
we're gearing
adults.
towards.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last one, oh, I think that's the last one. Oh, this one.
I think this is, and yep. So that kind of brings us back to sleep and reading and
Mm-hmm.
doing beautiful things for yourself and having a ritual. Because remember, REM sleep plays a role in emotional well-being. So
Mm-hmm.
people that don't get that REM sleep, you have the decreased ability to deal with stress and anxiety and distractions like
Mm-hmm.
motherhood, with children. And
Yes.
psychologists, they always tell you, and nurse, myself, we know that the stress, the importance of sleep on your mental well-being. So when we have a problem during the day, it seems overwhelming, right? But
Mm-hmm.
during your dreams, the brain is able to evaluate the problem without any interruptions of the external world. So we let go of that
Okay.
catastrophe.
All right.
And it's
John Pullums
beautiful.
is here. Hi, John. Okay, he says,
Making me
catching you
sleepy.
live. This is making me sleepy. I hope not, John. Not yet. Yeah,
Well, I
but
did my job, I guess, huh?
exactly.
All
But it's
right.
actually 8:46, so it's okay to get sleepy now. John says, I
That's
love
right.
my fan on. It's the cool breeze
Well,
I like,
as
not
long
the
as you keep
noise.
it clean, you can do that. I'll
All
let you
right.
do that,
And
Joan.
then this is it's like a trend nowadays here in the Philippines because they said that Himalayan lights actually can give you like health benefits. What do you think about
I
this?
haven't tried that, so I'm not really sure. I would
I
love for
actually
that
have
viewer
one.
to.
Somebody gifted it to me
Oh,
last
I would love
December.
to. I would love to know more about them. I'm not really familiar with that. Are they
Mhm.
the salt lamps? Is that
Yes,
what?
yes, it's a salt lamp. So a lot of it became like a trend early last year because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to, whatever they can to improve health and prevent themselves from getting
Mm-hmm.
sick. So this is one of them. They said that putting Himalayan lights near your bedroom or near your bed when you
You
go to
can
sleep.
use those. I would say, if you can use them light up in the evening and then dim lights overall, I don't see why
Mm-hmm.
that wouldn't be beneficial. I think that would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're carved out of that pink Himalayan salt,
Yes.
and some people say they soothe allergies or boost your mood. And it's nice because you want to make sure that you enjoy that pink light. Maybe that is the
Mm-hmm.
ambiance too it creates in your home. But I think it would be interesting to know if it does help. I'd love to try that myself.
I've
I think
actually
it'd be neat
used it.
to
I've been
learn.
using it for almost a year now. No. I got it
Oh,
December. So not a year, just almost half a year. And
mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just, because of the fact that like a placebo
Yeah,
effect because you know that it's supposed to give you good that it actually I actually have better sleep, but I'm not sure though
right,
clinically if it's that's
right.
a correct conclusion, but for my experience I think somehow it helped. All right, so Christina,
Yeah,
I
it's a
just want
soft
to
light.
yes, I just want to tell people where to get in touch with you or how to find you. All right, so if you like what you've seen so far today in our discussion, please go to we would like to for you to follow Christina. Her Facebook page is Sleep for the Soul. Okay, and her YouTube channel, I think she updates every Tuesday, 7 p.m. I'm not sure about the day though. Let's ask Christina again when we turn back to her. It's also Sleep for the Soul. All right. And she also has a webpage, sleepforthesoul.com. All right. And also, I would like to invite all of you later at 3 p.m. We're going to have Pavla Borg on the show from distress to distress. All right. So, okay. And then also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you get updates when we are online. So, going back to Christina, at what day of the week do you actually like go live from your
I
YouTube
try
channel?
to go Saturdays. Saturdays are good for
Oh,
me about
Saturdays.
7 p.m.
All
Eastern
right.
time. Yeah, Saturday evenings, it's kind of quiet.
Mm.
And I do so much during the week, and my weeks are busy and my weekends. So Saturday evening, I kind of like to do my fun stuff. My passion
Hmm.
is to
So
teach
it's
about
wrong. I
sleeping
said
well.
Tuesday. It's Saturdays. All right, guys. It's
Yeah, it's
Saturdays,
okay.
7 p.m. So I mentioned about all your social media handles, right? Soul for the
Thank
no,
you.
sleep for the soul. Okay. Can you tell us
Thank
more
you.
about what do you do with sleep for the soul? What are the things that they can learn from going to your
So
um
I have
yeah.
some articles that I've written and for some sleep magazines, and I put them on my Facebook business page. And also, Sleep for the Soul is to invite people that want to join. My email listing is important. I'm going to be working on a retreat
Oh,
for
cool.
people in the United States, and whoever would love to join. But I'm going to
Mm.
organize this for Sedona in October. So I want to. It's going to be called Healing for Healers, and going to have some special guests with sound bowls and meditation and hiking and vortexes and fireside chats and just getting
Oh,
away with
would have loved to join
beautiful,
Christina.
yeah, beautiful elements of the sky and earth and fire and water, and try to get back to beautiful nature and rejuvenate our soul. So, Sleep for the Soul is everything to help promote sleep, articles, and tips. And I usually do conferences, and I'm asked to do speaking engagements. So that's where you can reach me at and give me feedback or ask me questions there.
All right. Thank you so much, Christina. All right. So we just like to last few comments. John says, "Thanks for sharing all your knowledge with us, Christina. I'm heading to bed in the dark after this is over." Yes, John. We would love for you to do that and practice what
Yeah.
um, Christina has taught us this morning. For you guys, it's evening. Okay, Ayin also
Yeah.
wants to say thank you, Miss Christina. I've learned many tips from you. God bless
Thank
you.
you.
And also from
Oh, thank
Paul.
you.
Okay, Brian Paul, I'm good, thank you. I got a big nap in today. I hope napping is a good idea. I love my naps.
It
Me
is.
too, Brian, but I
Yes.
didn't realize that naps have to be just 20 minutes. I thought
Yeah.
naps have
You
to be
could do up
longer.
to 30, but no more. No more. Yeah.
All right. All right. Again, thank you so much, Christina, for joining us. And I
Thank
hope
you,
you come
Lala.
back, especially
Thank
if
you.
you have already, a fixed date for this retreat that you are planning. And I hope by that time that,
Yes.
we're free to actually go out so that even
Yes.
people from here can actually join. Sedona is a very beautiful place. I've been there once and I love it. The red
Oh, I
rocks,
have
right?
never been, so
Oh, I've been there. It's so beautiful, and there's a lot of
yeah.
communities. I remember Talakepake. It's like a community here.
Um,
It's very nice. I loved it. I went
I
there
can't
around
wait.
Christmas time. All right. Thank you
Oh, how
so much,
beautiful.
Christina. I hope this will not be the
Thank you,
last. We've
Lala.
enjoyed and learned so much from
Thank
you.
you.
All right. And
Thank
so,
you.
everybody, I'll hope to see you later at 3 p.m. Thank you. And with that, see you and bye, everyone. Good morning, good evening to everyone. Thank you so much, Christina. Lots of love from the Philippines.
Thank you.
Mabuhay. Mwah. Bye.